Hello everyone and welcome back to Out of Ore. I'm your host JC. So I've been getting a lot of questions about the power and wind turbines. Currently I have 11 1800 wind turbines. I have the availability for 19,800 power grid load. Um, I have 10 that are one speed and one, which I believe is this one right here. Nope, not that one. Must be this one over here. That's 10 speed. And the conveyor system picks up the one that's 10 speed. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off here. And as you see, that's still 300 power or 300 speed no matter where I come on the line. 300, if I was all level 1s, which like I said, there's 10 level 1s, it would be 30. So I come over to this one, I click this on, and they all come on. Doesn't matter which one I go to, I can turn them off, turn them on. Every single one of these power inputs controls the entire system now, the way it's set up. So you go straight from the power pole to your input. That input goes into a merger, and the merger goes into having the conveyor come in. As you see, this is a merger, and then if you look up under there, that is another merger, so I can connect both lines, connected to another merger for another power input. So I have 4 mergers in a row and then 3 power inputs and 3 power poles. So just in that spot right there, I have 5,400 power available. And like I said, that's set throughout. So like we got one here, one over here, one over here. These are all mergers, inputs, wind turbines. Pretty simple setup. I'm going to go through and do a short little plant review. So you all know that all these conveyors come in to these 2 hoppers. So if you wanted to set up a single plant, you don't have to worry about that side, but that side over there is mirrored exactly like this one over here. So we come into the hopper, goes into an elevator. Elevator has I think this is a 4, into shaker deck. Shaker deck kicks out everything but coal, blasted rock, solid rock, and crushed rock. So we have all of the dirt, gold, silver, iron, whatever coming this way. Comes into the wash plant, which cleans it. Everything else comes into this trommel. The only thing in this trommel that gets kicked out the backside is dirt. It gets sold. Comes over here, and that's going to be the high temp smelter there. We're going to come back to that in a second. So after it comes through the shaker deck on this side, it goes into a jaw crusher, goes into a cone crusher, which turns into gravel. All the gravel comes forward, comes into this. We have coal screen. Coal screen gets kicked out, goes across over there, goes over to the same cell point as the dirt. Then everything else, if I can do this right, comes through here, goes into the froth floater. The froth floater, the bottom, is tailings and everything else, like junk, so it goes there. But the only thing that should be coming off there is tailings because we have it all kicked off going the other way. So tailings get here, go to a cell point. This here, which is your gold, copper, crap, I have to look 1 second. Production, froth floater. Iron, copper, aluminum, silver, gold, and lithium. Okay. That comes off of the froth floater. It follows around over this way, goes up the elevator, and gets dropped back onto the same conveyor belt right after the trommel. Alright, so then it goes into the high speed or high temperature smelter, which turns iron into steel, aluminum into melted aluminum, and lithium? No, silicone into melted silicone. Then it comes into the regular smelter, which melts everything else down. Comes into the bar roller, makes those bars, and then it comes into the 3 storage tanks that we have here. This one here and this one here is turned on. Pass-through is turned on. Comes over to here. No pass-through on. So it fills up this one first. If you have more than that, it'll fill up this one. Then it'll fill up this one. And that is it. That is the plant tour. If you have any other questions, kind of be specific about it, and that kind of explains how we're doing the entire plant system. And then obviously, as you can see, we have all this going down this way. Oh, and the power input merger thing, that was given to me by a successful failure. He's the one that told me in the comment section how to do this, and it works out well. Like I said, I'm using 11,832 out of the 19,800 I currently have available. And if I wanted to add more, all I gotta do is, like, let's say, knock this right here out. If I wanted, I could put a merger right there, put a power input, put a wind turbine over there, run a cable, and I have another 1,800 power. So it works pretty good. So let's go ahead and get this over here squared up and get ready to go for another cut. Let's see, how square are we? We need to go to the right a little bit. A little too much, about there. Let's go ahead and kick forward a plank here, start her up, and we will get to work here. So yeah, with the power system the way it is though, do not use power poles. If you use power poles, as soon as you turn it on, it's going to blow them. We're going to have to turn the power back on. Yeah, I made a mistake there. I'm going to go fix that real quick. Turn them off. We're going to turn them back on. I don't want to have a huge amount of material to get going later on. And again, I can just go to whatever one I want. It doesn't matter. It turns everything on. And if we ran down the lines here, you would see that it's going to start coming through. Just like that. 300 speed. Alright, let's get this going. We're going to do one block going right to left and 2 blocks going left to right. Approximately. I mean, it's not an exact measurement, but it's really close. Let's do some, like, if we're doing drone footage, kind of. This one, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Little overhead drone cam. I got my Disney ride, or so it was called in the comments, conveyor system. And everything on the east over here will stay permanent. Everything on the north over that way, and then south when we get to that end is going to be temporary and be taken in and out as need be. Well, and the stuff right behind me too, because that's going to end up coming all the way across. It's like every time I add a new section to, it's 84 more power, because whether I use 2 conveyors or whether I use a hopper, they both add to 84. And so let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight sections till it starts ramping up. Then you got 2.5 ramp ups there. Then we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably 30 sections down to there. So that's like 40 sections long basically at 84 power. That's going to be 24 to about 3,000 power added to this thing just in conveyors, give or take a little bit. So that should put us like in the 14, 15,000 range. Well, yeah, let's say 15 to 16,000 range probably. Um, that we can of the 19,000 we have available. So quite a bit. I think at the end of this episode too, we're going to have to go refill up the rubies and diamonds. Maybe not. I'll have to look at it. If we still got a couple stacks in there, I'm not going to worry too much about it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off and move it forward the full 2 blocks that we have left. And then I'm going to actually add into there right now because I have to add up the back part anyway. So, and let's go 1, 2, 3. I know with free build, if you're off a little bit, it'll go down way into something. I don't know if it'll do that with grid build, but I may run into some issues up here in a little while because there was a couple when I was trying to put planks in up top that I thought it was there, but it wasn't, and so there might be one that's like down in the dirt. Alright, get this all set up. Alright, that's good to go. Everything's rolling. Yep, okay. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on and start cutting to the right. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get around that conveyor system right there. I may have to just pull those 2 left-hand turns out for a minute and have it just go straight to the hopper. Well, disconnect my hopper from the power first and then pull those 2 out just so it goes straight into the hopper. If I even have to. It may be low enough that I won't have to worry about it. I think I'm going to hit though when we get up there. I can miss the wood planks here. It's far enough out, I think, but I think that's going to hit up there. As you can see, though, it's going to be... I mean, if you can get way more aggressive going left to right, you could probably do 3 full blocks if you wanted. The process in doing that, though, is you end up waiting a lot longer for your material to finish. Like, if you're not doing a YouTube series, go for it. You could probably do block and a half going left, right to left, too. But you got to be careful that hopper is sticking out there. But we're going to be like right up to the edge of the spindle, and I've actually had it where it's like the spindle in the middle is covered. So you can go really thick going left or right. It just puts a lot of material back there you gotta wait for. And I talked to Theo, we're probably going to do a live stream on this map. He's going to be doing some dozer work over there to start with. I'm going to be running the bagger here. And then after that, I think we're going to switch maps and go to the one we've been doing multiplayer on. He wants to work on the building over there, and we have the 695 bagger over there too. So you guys can see how much material that thing chews through. Because it's 8.5 blocks tall. This one's only 5.5. Huge difference. And it sticks out like 10 blocks further on both sides. Way, way, way wider swing. So that's going to be Sunday afternoon, January 4th. And this is the month that I'm going to be working a lot of hours at work. I picked up one of our guys is going on vacation, and I picked up all of his shifts. So I will be recording a lot on my days off, so I'll probably be ahead 2 or 3 days here and there, and then back down to zero throughout the entire month. I'm going to try to get it to work where if I do any live streams, it's going to be right after an episode, or there won't be an episode that day. We'll just have a live stream, which I'm thinking we might be doing on Sundays from now on. I'm not positive on that. Still work in progress. All right, we're going to go one block forward, which is about there, and go ahead and come back. And again, we can just, watch from the birds. The birds are flying over, watching them. But I think that this proves that this machine, after you get like the first bagger, because we started out with the 691, and obviously it's way slower than this, way smaller than this, but it proves that you can put through a lot of material and make money very quickly um, by doing this. And those are what, 4 million? And this this they changed when they did the mass excavation update, because originally that was like 6 million, I want to say, and then they put this one in during the mass excavation. So but that's still part of the vanilla. And then when you get to this, you have the 690. Which another thing, why are these quad ones less money than the other ones? Like this one here, 26 million for the 694. You go to the mass excavation, 694B is 22 million. 695 is 35 million. 695B, 32 million. And these have more tracks and more. I don't know. I don't understand why they're less money. But I mean, they work. They're very good. They move a lot of material. I think that maybe I'll do a little bit of bucket wheel bagger stuff on Sunday during the stream, but I'm also going to work on putting concrete blocks in over there while he's doing some dozer work, because that's still got a long ways to go to be finished over there. I got to paint the rest of that part over there. It's red too. I still haven't figured out how to change this logo here on the machine too. I mean, I know it's got to be simple. I'm just having like issues trying to figure it out. So if anybody can help me out, if they know how to change this, put it in the comment section so I can figure it out myself. Because the way it's explained here in the game of how to get to the um, where this supposedly is at is not like there. It's, I don't know. It's a different spot. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some more planks in. Put another hopper in. if that stuff doesn't run through by the time I get done with the planks. If not, I'll switch out the hopper. Because we're going to go ahead and go 2 more blocks forward. That looks good there. So like I could go, like I'm at half block right now. So I could come out right here. That'd be 2.5 blocks, which I might just do that anyway. Yeah, I probably will. And then we'll get one more cut to the left with 1 block. Like I could probably come all the way out to here with this cut though. That's 3.5 blocks. All right, how much we got left here? 174. Yeah, we'll just put another hopper at the end of this. Go like this. Click on there. Make sure the wheels are on. Yep, they are. I'm going to jump in here. Line up my tracks to where we're right about there. That's 2.5 blocks. And you can see how thick we're going to go here now. Looking at the spindle here, it's going to be about center. And as we get into the deep part of the cut over here, it'll probably cover it up or real close to covering up. I'm going to do this cut. I think one more cut to the left, and then I'm going to, while that material's processing, we're going to go paint some of that red over there. We know that 100,000 material takes about 3 minutes to go through, so we'll know approximately how long we have to paint before that stuff's all done, just by looking in the hoppers. Pretty deep cut here. I probably, like I said, I probably could have went to the end. Did like 3.5. So let's see, is that pretty straight? Not quite. Right about there is straight forward, and that is 2.5 blocks that we moved forward. And you can see where it's at on the spindle. I've actually had it where it's to about here, cutting through, and not having a problem with it on the left or right cut only. So that's pretty good. So that'd be like, only problem is then you have little spots on the ground that make little like divots. Let's see if I can see one. Like this one right here, right above where it says park brake on. That's where I went a super deep cut, and it leaves a little divot there. So if you're not worried about those, go deeper. If you are, stick the 2.5 range, and it usually is pretty smooth. Or 1 to 2.5 range. And so far from what I've seen, you have to put planks down. If you try doing it without, the machine digs in and just, like, it's like the tracks don't want to sit flat, and they dig into the ground when you don't have wood planks under them. And I don't know why, because you would think there'd be enough weight there for stability. material going through, which is fine by me. I like it when it works hard. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move this out to the edge here. About there. That's going to be a full cut to the left of one block. As you can see, everything's still falling into the right hopper. Yep. Something else is you don't have to go quite 90 degrees. The reason why I do that is because depending on how many blocks I want to move forward, the wheel can bump up against the dirt and throw your tracks off and turn it sideways. So you're better just to go the full 180 swing. Or if you don't have any dirt like on the left side over there, you can go to like 170 swing and then move forward. The 695 is a very long swing. I think it's like 5 minutes. I want to say this one doesn't take as long. It's like 3.5, maybe. Yeah, probably 3.5 minutes for 180 degree swing. Maybe I'll buy an excavator and a dump truck. Put a couple of ramps there in front of that little hopper feeder over there, and we can do some excavating slash dump truck work on Sunday too. Build a little ramp over the conveyor and maybe take out that hill there on the right. Well, to the left of the bucket right now. So we got a little iron and stuff today. Not a whole lot. We only have a couple of little spots on this area that has it, but we'll chew right through that and keep going down as we go. I'm not sure. There's like a little tiny spot there we could have cut through. Got a big long strip of coal right here. And as we go down per layer, that's gonna, keep taking more and more of that out. What I really want to know is if you look right underneath the S there in the compass up top, that is blasted, well, solid rock. I want to see how big that gets when we get over there. Because we're going to be getting a lot of like the copper and lithium, aluminum, some gold out of that. But we don't have a whole lot of copper right now. We got pretty much everything else in abundance but copper. So it'll be nice to have some of that coming in. And then of course, like every time I have a little iron vein like this right here, it's got gold and aluminum, lithium, silver around it. Alright, we're going to, let's just stop right about here. I think that'll be good. Go ahead and hop out. I'm not going to put any more planks on for right now. Let's go see how much material we have here it has to run through. So in this one we got 145, this one we got 141, so that's basically 300,000. So we got about 10 minutes that we can come over here and paint with. I have to put the paint back on my hot bar though. So this is, oddly enough, I did not work it this way, but from those conveyors to this point right here is 23 blocks. From this spot right here out to the edge is 23 blocks. So these two sections are like 23 by 32. And then this one was 23 by 11. And then this one, I don't remember how big this was, 21 by something. There's been a lot of paint put on here and a lot of planks. So I'm going to need more than 142. I'm going to go ahead and go to the store now and come down to equipment, paint, and let's go with let's see, that's going to be 600 and something, so let's just buy 500 of these. Hope that's enough. If not, we'll come back. Alright, so easiest way, get the first one and just start. Click, 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 click. So we got like 10 minutes to wait, so, well, probably 8 minutes now. And I'm sorry, it's click and hold, click and hold, click and hold, click and hold repeatedly to do this. But yeah, so the plan is on Sunday, he's going to come in here with a dozer. I'm going to put some more concrete blocks in so it's flatter for him. And he's going to smooth all this here out, get all this smoothed out. Obviously, I'm not going to have to worry about this down here. If it, he pushes this off, that's good. And then over there, if he pushes that off, it's good too. So he'll do some here and a little bit of dozer work over here. That way I can finish extending out this. As you see, this is one of those spots I did a big cut. It was like 4 blocks or whatever. But that way I can finish this conveyor system out, because it's going to have to come out to, I don't know, somewhere in about here, maybe even further, because they're going to be down 10 blocks from that point. But that's the plan for Sunday afternoon. Probably like 2 or 3 Pacific Standard Time. Anyone that's interested? And unfortunately, you can't do this quick enough with a sprint, so you have to kind of do it just, at this speed here. If you wanted, you could do 2 wide, like this, and go. And if you paint the same block twice, it will take more paint. So, FYI, if I sat here and went click and held, click and held, click and held, it would just keep using paint, even though it's not doing anything. And I believe all of the conveyors and all of the machines can be painted too. So if you wanted to do like, let's say, a dirt section for like your wash plant and trommel area, and then let's say gold from like the smelters on, because that's what's giving you, it's giving you the gold, so might as well, or gray for like trash stuff like tailings, dirt, whatever, it's like kind of like wastewater or whatever. You can set it up that way. We actually on our multiplayer server have done that, so I guess it's not a server, it's a multiplayer game. And obviously I'm not going to get all this done right now. This is just wasting time while material runs through the plant. But as you can see, we've already used 300 of the paint. We had 642 to start. We're at 348. And we got, what is this? 1, 2, 3. So we got 3, 6, 26 to go that way, and probably, 15 this way? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14. Alright, so 17 this way. Should be getting close on the plant being finished too. That 3 minutes is an approximation. I think maybe on the next episode we'll work on the plant walls a little bit. Like, I do have some made, but I know I need to have a whole bunch more made. And I'm kind of waiting for steel beams and nuts and bolts to be made. So I may have to turn all 4 of those. In fact, let's go check that real quick. I may have to turn all 4 of the mills into nuts and bolts makers. Because right now these, yeah, they're not doing anything. So let's go ahead and pull these parts out. How many nuts and bolts? It's 1 steel. And we got a big stack. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get nuts and bolts going on this one too. So, and then this one here, it's making gears. Do we have any more steel in here? No, we don't. Let's grab some of that and get some nuts and bolts going on that too. We have plenty of steel, so. And these, yeah, those are queued up. Those are queued up, see, we're good there. Put the rest of the steel back. And then I believe I queued all these up too. Yeah, they're all queued up. Making lots of those. We actually don't need this anymore. We have enough of these. We're never going to have to make those again. Those are in here, I believe. Or no, I used those up because I made like 500 of them. So I'm going to go put these parts up here real quick. But it takes lots of nuts and bolts to make the stuff. So we have one of those. As you can see, I need to build more of those and more of those, but we have 500 wear planes. We're never going to have to worry about those again. Pretty much we're good on all parts. I don't think we're going to ever run out now. So those things can just use... in fact, I might just turn that... get rid of this and put in another one of these. But yeah, I got some walls made. I got some staircases made. More steel floors and blocks being made. Same thing. I got walls, doors, windows, steel floors, blocks. So, but as you see, we're kind of short on the nuts and bolts and the steel beams, which is what we need for that and steel sheets. So that stuff's all queued up. We'll be working on that maybe a little bit tomorrow. And I believe these are still good. Yeah, I got 2 full stacks there. But look how many... I got 3,000 diamonds almost already. And then, of course, these are going to be the same thing. Yeah. So we'll probably pull those out tomorrow, too. This should be done. Let's see how much we made. So, let's just pull the gold out first out of both of these. I could have these pass through and like have another storage of some sort that's, you know, like put a merger here or something and have it go down to one storage down below, but I want to have it right here. Alright, so I grabbed all those. We got a little over 4 stacks of gold. I'm going to go ahead and grab the diamonds and rubies next. And the steel. I want to make sure we get all this stuff together if possible. Let's see, go there and there. Then we'll grab the rest. Should have enough room. Go put the rest of this stuff away too. Alright, we are going to sell the gold. We're going to put the diamonds and rubies away for right now. I'll probably queue those up off camera. You guys have seen it once. You guys know what's going on and how many we use. I'm going to go ahead and put the steel away too. And the lithium, show you guys how much we have. I mean, this is a steel container. That's the only thing in here is steel. And then over here we got silicone. lithium, copper, and aluminum. And I have it kind of stacked out to where it's going to fill those in as we go. So if we do this, this, and this, that's all in there. But again, not a whole lot of copper. We only got like 200 pieces total. Let's go ahead and sell this gold. I'm going to say a little over 6 million. We're right at 6 million. Well, it depends on how much this last one gives us. Yeah, a little under 6 million, but that's okay. So yeah, we're sitting at 25 million right now. That's pretty good. Plus we have a lot more available if we need it from the company funds. I've been putting a bunch in there. I hope you guys like this this episode. I know it's a little bit different. You know, we did some painting here and talked about the plant. I just keep getting a lot of questions about how it works and how these mergers and powers and things work without power poles. So, you know, the main explanation is if you go straight from a windmill to the merger, or to the PowerPoint input to the merger, no power poles, you won't blow anything and it'll all connect. As long as you have one 10-put input power input thing here, it'll all run at. Oh yeah, we added more to it, so we're at 12,000 exactly right now. As long as you have one in there at 10, the whole thing will run at 10. All the rest can be 1, so you're not using as much power, because these ones are what, 40 something. Actually, I have to look. I don't remember off the top of my head. So these ones, they are 100 kilowatt power consumption, and these ones are 600. So you're saving 500. So like, I would have another 5,000 power on this thing right now if I had all 10s. There's just no reason for it. So again, that was someone else though. That was just given to me. 1 second. Bill Ward told me that one. He says I put one 10x and the rest are 1x to reduce power draw. So yeah, so we're still going to run 300 speed instead of 30 speed where the ones are at, but we're using 500 power less per. So saving ourselves 5,000 kilowatt hours. So thank you, Bill Ward. Appreciate it. That helped me out a lot. It saves a lot of power, and it means I have to put in less mergers for later on, because I'm gonna have a ton of power coming out. I mean, this entire length here, all the way down there is going to be not duplicated, but similar in power, because they're going to be conveyors going all the way across here. I'm not going to tear this down and split off of here to add over to there. I'm just going to keep running straights all the way down until we're done. Then I'll come back here and pick all that back up. If that makes sense, I hope. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you do, click that like button. It really helps out the channel. If you have any tips, tricks, questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section. Again, big shout out to Successful Failure and Bill Ward for helping me with the power and how that works. It's much appreciated. Thank you. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. And have a good day.